Hey there, Beach Boss influencers, coming to you right now on our podcast. Welcome. I'm Adrian Lindeen here with Fran Laupser. And today we're talking about, are you being sucked into the shiny object trap on social media? We are seeing this a lot. In fact, it's just something that just is always there, right? But with, as technology, continues to advance, right? New things being created, there's like shiny object all over the place.
Mhm.
And it is very distracting. It can be very distracting to your business and hinder your business, hinder your growth. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today on our podcast. Now, if you're tuning in and you're like, what is shiny object syndrome? what's the shiny object trap? Okay, so that basically means, I don't know, Fran, if you want to explain what shiny object is.
It is basically, when you are following a course and then you see something there and it's like, oh, that looks even bigger and better than what I have now. Let me go and grab that. And then you see something over there and you think, oh, that looks even better. Let me go and grab that. Or perhaps I should be over here, or perhaps I should be over there. Instead of, staying on your course, putting the blinkers on and staying true to your path and staying on the course of action that you have decided to take. So it happens all the time. And I mean, I know in the past, I have bought a course and literally 2 weeks later went and spent another couple of $1,000s on another course because I thought that was going to be better than the one that I'd bought. I actually never did anything on the other course. Okay. Because the one that I originally bought was where I was meant to be. But it is a huge distraction and can end up with you not only wasting time and effort but wasting a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that we wanted to talk about right now was something that's just come out recently is threads. And people thinking, well, I need to be there, like it's just started, and everyone's creating all this excitement about you need to be there and you need to be the first to be there. And often that's a mistake. you know Wait until something is tried and tested before you jump in there. And in fact, one of our students was saying, like, something all of a sudden everything has changed on her social media because she went into threads, and now she's like been locked out of Facebook groups and locked out of all kinds of things. So if something isn't proven and tested yet and fully tested, it can mess a lot of things up and mess with your head.
Yeah.
So
For sure. Yeah. So shiny object can be in different forms, right? It's like
yeah,
what Fran said, where it can be in training courses, right? Like,
yeah,
and how many people we follow a lot of gurus out there, right? In your email, okay, where there's always a new offer, there's always a new training, a new something, right? And and then there's shiny object inside of, in network marketing with
yes,
different companies, right?
yeah,
Different companies, because you're sitting there, you might be frustrated with where your business is at, and you see a new company launch, and you see maybe you have people in your network, and they're like, oh my gosh, ground floor and this and that and the comp plan. And you're like, boop, jump ship, go over there, right? Shiny object. And then you're like, man, the grass was not greener over here.
yeah,
So, and then you have shiny object on actual social media platforms because it's evolving, right? Like, you think when we all got started, well, first of all, before there was even Facebook, it was uh MySpace. Okay.
yeah,
So
that's my
you had
fault.
MySpace, all right? And then now you had Facebook. And then now there's TikTok and Instagram and the
And Twitch
reels and
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 yeah,
and
and
YouTube
Snapchat
and
and
and gosh, the list
yeah,
goes on and on.
yeah,
Okay. So you know, there's so much distraction. Now, what we found, okay, because we've learned that, like exactly what Fran said, is, we don't promote something that we haven't tested ourselves and proven. And so that's going to be our advice, if you're, as you're listening here, is there's always going to be a new something. There's always going to be a new training. There's always going to be a new company. There's always going to be another new platform. But for the sake of your business, right? Because you have a goal, you want to get from here to there, right? And you're trying to condense time and do it as fast as possible. Okay. And a lot of times there's FOMO. It's a real thing, right? Fear of missing out. So you're like, well, everybody else in my company is over on Threads. I need to be over there. So I'm going to stop what I'm doing in my business. I'm going to put the brakes on and I'm going to go over there. Okay. Right when everyone's getting on. Okay. Again, hasn't been tested, brand new. And then I'm going to tell everyone to come with me. Right. And we see this behavior a lot
Mm.
in the space that we're in. And I feel like that's irresponsible to do with your network. And again, we're straight shooters here. I might say some things that are controversial. But you know what? We're always going to be honest and tell you like it is. Okay. I think that's irresponsible to do to your network. Because let's give an example of last year. Was it last year? The
It was
Clubhouse?
was it last year or 2 years ago? It might have been even longer ago. It feels like forever
Maybe it
ago.
was
Anyway,
2 years
but
ago.
Clubhouse
Okay.
came out and
Yeah.
everybody had to be on Clubhouse and, you know,
And all the gurus are like, I'm doing a training on it.
gotta
Get
be
there.
here, gotta be here.
So
And
they tell their whole networks, right? Go ahead, Fran. Yeah.
no, they tell everybody, you've got to be here. And what happens is, just as you're starting to build momentum on wherever you are building, so you're building on Facebook, you're building on Instagram, and you're just getting momentum, like things are just falling into place, you're getting traction, you're building that know, like, and trust, you're building that influence, and all of a sudden you upship and hop over to what was it called?
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. I kind of had a blank. You pop over to Clubhouse, all right now, you pop over to Threads, and what happens? Everything grinds to a halt. You disappear. You've disappeared from your people because now all of a sudden you've chased this shiny object over here that's Threads, that isn't proven, that isn't tested, that people have created a lot of hype about.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know. It may work and it may not. But and like Adrian said, I think one of the things that is most important when you're building your business is sticking with what works, is
Mm-hmm.
sticking with what is proven, is sticking with what is tested, is sticking with what is what you can see is going to get you the results that you want to get, as opposed to you know a wish and a prayer that this shiny object over here might you know, might do something for me, but you don't even know what it's going to do. It says like you might connect with some people over there, but you don't know how it's going to work, and you don't know what it's going to do, and you don't know if it's even going to be around in 6 months or a year's time. You don't know.
And your network isn't even over there with you.
Yeah.
So
So all these people that you've built this know, like, and trust with, all these people that are following you, all these people who are loving your content, suddenly you drop them, ditch them, and hop over somewhere else.
and Clubhouse lasted like a hot second, y'all.
Yeah.
Like a hot second. And it was dropped like a pancake.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, another reason why we like to test it out. Okay. And again, remember, once something launches, think about all the things. Think about how much Facebook has evolved, how much Instagram has evolved, right? These other platforms that have been around a long time. Okay. And how many users are still on them? There's billions on Facebook. So to leave a platform like Fran said that you've invested time in, you're showing up, right? Your people are you're starting to build that your network's growing, you're starting to build that influence, and then leave and go over to a space that's brand new, that hasn't been tested and proven. They're still working out functions and kinks, and it might not even be around, is almost like kind of like, I don't want to say business suicide, but it's definitely going to put a grinding halt to all the work that you've been putting in. Now, at the same time, I'm going to say that doesn't mean that you can never go outside into other platforms. Okay. But the caveat of that is we've spent years building our audience on a platform. Okay. And you think about other gurus, other you know, people out there that have massive audiences. They started in one place, and once they built that audience up, okay, they put that work in, they build that audience. From there, they can move to another platform, tell their network, and their network will come find them. And then boom, they've built a network, an audience on that platform. So you've got to stay in one place. You got to stay in a place. I'm not going to say one because some people are capable of running
Yeah.
Instagram
So
and
you may
IG at
be
the
on
same time.
Facebook
Yeah.
and Instagram,
Right,
wherever.
right. But
And that
yeah, go ahead.
no, but I mean, they've been around for a long time. People understand how the algorithms work. People understand how they work, and we can teach you how to build there. But they're proven. They've been around for a long time. Yes, they change all the time as well. Both of them change all the time as well. But stick right now. Don't be sucked into that shiny object, you know, um, syndrome, and stick right now with where you're at and what is working for you right now. And even if it isn't working 100%, even if you're just starting, stick with it. Stick with it and until you get that traction. Stick with it until you have grown that audience and built the influence over that audience and built relationships. Um, Honestly, the best place to build relationships for me is still Facebook. It
Yep.
is still Facebook. It is the easiest. Where
Yep.
you have groups, where you you know Messenger's easy. It is the best place to actually connect with people, and where you can find all your perfect prospects. Through groups, you can go and connect with your prospects. But hopping over to another platform where you have got no idea how it's going to work, you know, and where maybe some top leaders are over there trying to entice you to come over. All right,
Yep.
but
Yeah. I mean, and also understanding like the different platforms serve different purposes, right?
yeah,
So exactly what Fran was saying. In the industry that we're in network marketing, it's a relationship business. TikTok isn't about relationships. Okay. Like yes, it's entertainment. But when you have followers, you're not actually, you don't know them as their human beings. Like there's so many, it's such a big cold market, right? Like you don't know them from Adam, right? And
yeah,
so building your network and getting people to join your team and buy your product, okay? They have to know, like, and trust you. That's about relationships, right? It's about relationships. So Facebook is still the number one place to grow your network, build relationships, and bring people into your business, into
yeah.
being a product user, a business
Oh,
builder, or someone that pays for your services. And if you don't believe me, okay, you can look it up. It's still the number one platform. It has the most users on it still to this day. Okay. So that is a differentiator between Facebook and TikTok because they serve different purposes. Now, don't get me wrong, you can create a following there, bring people over into Facebook and vice versa and have another way, but you got to start somewhere first
yeah,
before you move over. And then also IG, right? It's another entity in itself. Okay. It's
mhm,
great for brand awareness, right? Uh, um, Getting out value out there, right? Entertainment also, but it also isn't necessarily the right place to build a relationship. Again, such a cold market because Facebook, right? You actually have to be their friend,
yeah,
right? Connect with them on a human level. And Facebook built in, like what Fran said, the groups because they want to create communities.
yeah,
Okay, communities build relationships, and no other platform has that. So, and we're not trying to say one here and one there, this is where you should be. We're just trying to educate you on the different I want to say the different platforms and what they're used for to help you in your business because as people inside network marketing, right? You can sell products in different deals, but as far as building your team and building that following of like raving, true, loyal fans, it's just not going to happen necessarily in some of these other spaces and platforms.
Yeah. And let's talk a little bit about, the other big shiny object that we see so many people doing and that I have been guilty of doing is, buying one course and then immediately, thinking, oh, but hang on, just got an email from somebody else and they offering another course and maybe that one's better than the one that I've got. And then buying another course and actually just ending up completely confused with all these different courses and not knowing which way to go. And so, I think it is really key when you do decide to invest in a course, is number one, is it proven? All right. Have people got results? Are there testimonials? Have people got results? And are the people who are teaching you, number one, do they is it like a no BS straight shooter? Here we are. This is how we're going to help you. Understanding that if you when you invest in a course, has that person been where you are, and are they where you want to be, and can they help you get there? Because that is key. All right. And then when you do invest in a course, and when you do decide to invest the money, go all in. Okay. And then put the blinders on, put the blinkers on, and stay there. All right, and know that and in fact, there was a post in one of our communities today saying, why am I seeing all these ads for all these other courses? And we said, stay focused on where you're at. Stay focused on where you're at. Yes, it's because you've actually probably shown interest in some of them that actually now the feed is going to keep showing you more and more and more. It's advertising doing its job. It's Facebook doing its job. But
You are being targeted
you
on purpose.
exactly. It's happening. But know that it's happening and think, okay, I know, but I know where I'm at. These people understand me. These people know where I was. They've been where I was. They're going to help me get where I want to be. I know I need to do the action. I know I need to, learn the skill sets and take the action. But then don't be sucked into this shiny object of buying other courses and just getting yourself confused and spending a lot of money, okay? And wasting time and wasting precious time and precious resources.
Yeah. Yes. So if anything you're going to take away from this, it
Yeah.
is commit to one thing, right? And I'm not saying don't ever buy a training, right? Because I know that I've bought some trainings in the past, but they've led me to other things and they've led me, finally onto something that was proven and worked and led me into, an incredible community and mentors that, we learned the skill sets, and that's how Beach Boss came about, right?
Exactly.
But it is exactly what Fran said. I ended up there because I found that those people had been where I want to be, right? They had experienced that. And so I trusted that their strategy and their training was going to get me where I wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
And it did,
Mm-hmm.
you know? But as far as like platforms go, right? Pick a spot and stay there,
Yeah.
right? Stay there, commit to it. And I'm not saying for like 3 months. Okay. We spent years building our audiences on Facebook before we even went out to IG and to YouTube and to everywhere else that we are at, right? That all didn't happen all together at the same time. There's no way. We never would have been able to build our 6-figure, then multiple 7-figure, and now 8-figure business. Okay. If we had multiple things on our plate and trying to run multiple accounts on multiple platforms, that's like a recipe for disaster. So
Yeah. And don't get stuck in this comparitis thinking, well, they're everywhere. I need to be everywhere too. Okay.
yes, don't compare your chapter 1 or 20
Yeah.
or 2 to our
Somebody
chapter,
else. Yeah.
30,
Yeah.
right? And that's the thing is a lot of the gurus out there that are like, go over here and go over there. They've built their network. They've built their audience so they can move from one to the other and have people come. All right. So pick your platform, stay in your lane, right? As Fran says, put your blinkers on. That's her UK talk. And just stay committed for the long haul and commit. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to grow this network and audience until I get to here. And then from there, when I have the bandwidth, I can then branch out and I can go into other places. So
Awesome. So I hope you got a ton of value from this, and we'd love to hear what your biggest takeaway has been. And as I said earlier, if you want to help to get where you want to be, the question to ask is who has been there. So who has been where I am, and who's going to help me get where I want to be. And there's going to be a link above or below this video to grab a course to help you get started, so that you can stop, chasing the shiny objects. You can stop chasing your friends and family and doing the things that you probably hate doing, and actually start building a business that you love. So we'll see you all again soon. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon.
yeah.